How the Grinch Stole Wesley Family Services IDD Christmas. Every DSP at Wesley liked the holidays a lot, but the Grinch, an avid Ravens fan, he did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be the ugly sweaters or the room decoration contesting. It could be, perhaps, Gina's emails he was detesting. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, one thing was clear. He despised all the festivities this time of the year. He stood there seething and hating all the DSPs, and the quality whole person care trademark they provided with such ease. He squelched at the thought of all that Christmas decor, and he cringed at the Wesley swag delivered to the door. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming, "I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming." For next week he knew every resident and DSP would eat apple pies, lemon strudels, and ham and turkey. They'd all work together to cover open shifts. They'd cook, they'd drive, they'd use Hoyer lifts. And the sickeningly sweet transformational care was far more positive than the Grinch could bear. Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. "I know just what to do," the Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and coat. And he chuckled and clucked, "What a great Grinchy trick! With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick." Off like a flash he went whizzing from his cave, to bring mayhem and sorrow to destroy the holidays. First he went to Northco in the thick of the night. He went to Karen's computer and typed by candlelight. The Grinch flip-flopped every number, all the billable codes, then replaced every pack of wipes with sandpaper by the commodes. He crossed wires in the breaker, sure to shut down the power. He spiked and dropped the thermostat every half hour. He pulled down the autism room Christmas decoration. And he poured pick and peel glue on every workstation. He mixed up copier key fobs, and then for his last feat, he put the fire safety video on endless repeat. Then that dastardly Grinch drove over to admin. He pulled out Doug's favorite drink and snuck some sedatives in. "That'll calm down that peppy, people-loving CEO," the Grinch cackled to himself as he threw Wesley merch out the window. Then from Shayna's office phone, he left 47 voicemails. With his most Shayna-like voice, to make workers wail, he said, "You're under investigation. You've made a terrible, horrible HIPAA violation." Then onward he journeyed, to group homes galore. He snuck down the chimneys and sometimes through the door. He dropped off some bedbugs and squirrels and mouses. He outbid Leslie when she tried to buy 2 new houses. The Grinch stole the stockings, the presents, the Christmas trees. He overflowed the toilets. He left behind some fleas. At Brackenridge, he hung ornaments made of glass. At Campbell's, he backed the van into the grass. At Hyde Park, he got rid of all the staff but one. At Stacy Way, he overcooked Baron's spaghetti. Oh, what fun. At Adams, he stole all the cash from each wallet, and the on-call number, he repeatedly called it. He hissed as he stole every food in each bow, but his time was running short. It was time to go. Then he displayed his nastiness, clever and unbridled. He wrote citations for drivers who 11 minutes idled. Then he whisked all the goodies back to his cave, and he looked over Western PA to see how they would behave. When they would awake to see Christmas hadn't come, no presents, no candies, not even a stick of gum. "They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the workforce of Wesley will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise," grinned the Grinch, "that I simply must hear." So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low. Then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry. Very. He stared down at Wesley. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every single DSP, the young and the old, the tall and the small, was faithfully doing their job, overcoming difficulties and all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch stood there puzzling till his puzzler was sore. Maybe quality whole person care, trademark, can't be bought from a store. Maybe something drives these DSPs to do good and do more. Something bigger than a paycheck or recognition. Something at the core. And what happened then? Well, at Wesley they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't quite feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light. And he brought back the gifts, and he cleaned up the mess. He shredded the Van Idling citations. He exterminated the pests. He fixed all the billing. He crossed every T and dotted every I. He even cleaned up the present from the lawn maintenance guy. And to top it all off, like the perfect Yuletide fire, the Grinch joined the workforce. Yes, that's right. He got hired. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all of you from myself, Nate Beers, and the Behavior Supports crew.